Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aris. I was warned to cut it short because we are way beyond our time, so I'll have only 2 questions.
Okay.
One, I'll be very direct. Thank you very much for your speech. Now, as you know, Turks here looking from Istanbul, the question that we have, I think EIF and EIB has been tremendously important, anchors here. But given the political situation, sometimes things slow down. There are rumors. There is all this made in Europe conversation, which is perhaps not directly relevant to this, but it impacts the economic conversation between the EU and Turkey. Can we trust EIF?
Of course. Of course, you can trust EIF. EIB Group in general, EIB is the largest multilateral bank in the world, has a balance sheet, an annual balance sheet of 100 billion euro to invest mainly in Europe, but also EIB Global is making investments outside of Europe. And EIF definitely is a very credible institutional investor catalyzing venture capital, private equity, and in general, the equity ecosystems. However, because I understand what is the underlying, let's say, meaning of your question, things are also kind of political.
Yes.
In the sense that, for example, after Brexit, there is still ongoing discussion at the European Commission and European Union bodies how to re-engage UK in the European Union, yes? Of course, Turkey is our neighbor. We want our neighbor. First of all, I've been to Turkey dozens of times. I like very much, and I receive exactly the same from yourselves visiting Greece at smaller scale, because here in Istanbul things are in very big scale.
We don't want to invade.
Yeah. So, however, we share common culture. I'm talking as a Greek now, but yes, Turkey, there is an ongoing political discussion, and your political leaders are negotiating with the EU for re-engaging, for the customs union. For example, Turkey was an accession country. Now, this has to be...
It has to be reframed.
Reframed, yes. So, to be honest with you, EIF is a very strong organization, annual balance sheet 15 billion euro. There is a portfolio of over 800 funds across Europe. A lot of unicorns, datacorns, etc., has been created through financial intermediaries like ourselves, the HDBI. We invest in professional fund managers, but also in order to build the ecosystem in Greece, and I come back to your question, we have trusted first-time teams.
That's very important.
That's very important. And to be honest with you, just to give a metric, out of the 42 funds that we have in our portfolio managing 3 billion euro, 24 funds can invest from very early stage pre-seed to very later stage, Series A plus Series B, and they manage 1.1 billion out of the 3 billion in total. The rest are for growth capital, for large SMEs, and mid-caps. However, the Greek talent, the talent and the regional talent, because we invest in our fund managers, they have the mandate, because we manage public money, public resources, they have to create value add for the Greek GDP. Same would be 100% understood for Turkey, because you have to grow the economy, create leverage and multipliers for the economy and the society.
Of course.
Because it's not only financial returns, okay, we invest for profit, and pari passu with the private investors, but this has to benefit the society as well. So, coming back to your concern, subject to that discussions are going well, I believe so, EIF can be definitely rediscussed. EIB group, actually, EIB group, will discuss the conditions how to re-engage with Turkey and create, how to say, value-added synergies, because, my dear friend, we are talking about ecosystems.
Yes.
And everybody has in mind what's in for me, about systems, binary. Ecosystem means
Multiple. Yes.
all people, all stakeholders involved.
And I think we can also see you being here as a sign of, re-engagement and a strong, commitment
Of course.
to making things happen.
To be honest with you, we implement public policies, and from our side, I participated last year in a startup competition, in a fantastic, I don't remember the name now, forgive me about that, in a fantastic research compound very close to Istanbul. I was surprised. We reciprocate in Greece the same thing, and this is part of the positive agenda between the two countries.
Yes.
The young people can play a pivotal key role in connecting the future for both ourselves.
One last question. You mentioned defense as one of the key pillars of the future investment. And Turkey is quite good in defense technologies. How do you see the Turkish defense scale-ups engaging with European money? That's even more trickier, I know.
I think this is very sensitive. It's political. I cannot answer to that. I have my personal opinion, of course, but I think this is a sector that we should not aim first. I think that since we have proven talent, tech ecosystem, etc., you can start from there, and then with dual use. With dual use, you can extrapolate, but this is very early to say.
Yes. And I also think, from a Turkish point of view, I think we should also focus more on dual use and also transferring civilian technologies to military. It has always been military, contained in military. That's not the right approach, because when you do that, your funding also stays limited for obvious reasons. So we should also focus more on dual use and hence utilize the European funding. I think that would also be a better approach.
Yes, and here, let me give another angle. We have two supranational entities. We have the European Union and NATO.
Yes.
Yeah? Turkey is not a member in European Union, but is a member in NATO. In Istanbul yesterday, literally yesterday, there was the NATO Innovation Fund meeting.
Yes.
Yeah? And the Greek colleague of mine participated representing Greece in the NATO Innovation Fund. So there are tools.
Yes, exactly. We don't...
But it's not for me to say.
Exactly. Thank you very much. I think this was a very good conversation. Also, not only to get to see the commitment of the European Union in Turkey in terms of technology, that's great, but also for us to understand all the investors and entrepreneurs here is that in whatever we do, I think politics is at the heart of it, somehow. Even if we don't want, that's how the world works, so we need to take that into account and have these conversations.
But private individuals and investors, they always find the way.
Of course. Thank you very much.
Thank you.